Good evening. There will soon be a verdict in one of the largest sexual assault trials in this community and in this province. A former neurologist accused of inappropriately touching female patients during exams in his Kitchener office. And a warning, this story does contain some of the details that were presented in court. Tomorrow, the judge in Jeffrey Sloka's case is expected to deliver his decision. CTV's Krista Simpson has been following this case since the first allegations came to light nearly 9 years ago and joins us now with more. Krista.
Well, Tony, it was 2017 when the first concerns about Sloka's conduct were raised with the Ontario College of Physicians and Surgeons. It took more time for charges to be laid, and the criminal trial itself has spanned more than 4.5 years. Now we have reached the eve of a verdict. This was Jeffrey Scott Sloka leaving court in December as closing arguments in his sexual assault case concluded. On Friday, 4.5 years after his trial began, he's scheduled to return to hear Justice Craig Perry's verdict, a decision the executive director of the Sexual Assault Support Centre of Waterloo Region will be watching closely.
I've been doing this work for about 24 years, and I've certainly not seen anything like this in our community before.
Sloka was a neurologist. He's accused of sexually assaulting some of his female patients during appointments at his private practice in Kitchener, touching their breasts, vaginas, or other intimate areas, or improperly draping patients, examining some while they were completely naked. Sloka's lawyers have argued there were medical reasons for the examinations he did, and he had a broad interest in medicine outside of his specialty. The Crown has argued Sloka touched the women for sexual purpose, and has argued even if the judge doesn't find that was Sloka's motivation, he could still be found guilty if the judge believes the women's sexual integrity was violated. The complaints date back to 2010 and were first reported to the College of Physicians and Surgeons of Ontario in 2017. Sloka was charged criminally in 2019. When Sloka's trial began in September 2021, he was facing 63 counts of sexual assault. Throughout the course of the trial, some of those were withdrawn. He is now awaiting a verdict on 48 counts.
I can't think in recent time where we have seen so many of those charges in our country.
Defense lawyer Nick Cake, who is not involved in the case, says the number of complainants is a major factor in the unusually long criminal trial.
There's going to be an impact that this decision has on them. And there's going to be an impact that this decision has on the accused individual as well, where we could be talking about taking away his liberty and locking him in a cage for an extended period of time. So ultimately, there needs to be care and the time needs to be taken.
I believe that this moment is going to be significant, and hopefully it allows for some closure, at least of the chapter of the trial, where folks can just move on and focus on their healing and their wellness.
Next week, the Sexual Assault Support Centre is planning a gathering where those who were impacted by the case can connect, something that couldn't happen during the course of the trial to avoid suggestions complainants were colluding. And to the women that testified against the doctor they once trusted, Sarah Castleman has this message.
There's many of us going in that will be present for the verdict. And, you know, there are folks in the community that care about you, that want to wrap you in care.
The judge has warned his full written decision will be more than 1,000 pages long, though he did not expect to read the entirety of it in court on Friday. Tony.
Okay, and we'll be there to find out what happens. Krista Simpson with the latest reporting on the Sloka case. Krista, thank you.